chat on here or no?
All right, let's just go right to it. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the first ever Heat vs. the World stream. We got so much to talk about. Before we do, I'm your host for tonight, Joel Jacob, and I got some great panelists with me. First, I got a familiar face in Anthony. Say what's up to the squad.
What's good, y'all? Running back season. Let's get it, man.
Man, stop. All right, we already got enough to talk about. All right. Then after that, we got some new faces up in the crew. We got Will.
Yo, Heat and 5 forever and always.
All right, we got Deem.
Don't run it back.
And then we got two ladies from our Culture Talk cast, Leah.
Hey guys, someone needs to cut Anthony's mic.
And then we got Taylor.
Hey everybody.
All right, and then also being our producer for tonight, if you can say what's up to the people, Destiny. All right, and just like that, that's our squad. So before we get into everything, we do have a couple announcements to make. First off, to those who don't know, we are on Twitter at HVTW Podcast, and we will be making a Heat vs. the World group chat. So we're going to be dropping a tweet out very soon, like literally in a second from now, asking if you'd like to be added to this group chat. So if you are interested, go over to Twitter at HVTW Podcast and like and comment to request an ad. And I know, Leah, you got something you want to put in as well?
Yeah, of course. So if you guys are not familiar with our brand at all, we are at HVTW Podcast on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and we are looking for more on-camera content creators, especially for our TikTok. So if that's something you're interested in, what you can do as like a form of application is you can go check out our TikTok, look at what we post now, make a video that you think would fit our platform, and then post it on socials and tag us at HVTW Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter. That will serve as your application, and we will look them over, and everything will be due by Friday, and then we will pick the best of the best.
All right, so perfect. Now let's get right into it. And I see one comment here from my guy, Voodoo Vision. I'm not white. I am Indian, so I'm glad you're able to debunk that.
You thought you was white?
Yeah, like my Twitter profile picture is literally me, and y'all thought I was white. But at least we got to debunk that myth. So we're off to a great start. Anyways,
You know you were 35 too?
all right, so and by the way, we do got our guy Royal A Shepherd from the basement. What's up, bro? And Heather as well. We got Ariel too. What's up to all of you guys? And then Lola, our Heat vs. the World correspondent, and also a host of Culture Shock. Shout out to all of you guys for tuning in. Now let's get right into the major news that went down today. So to those who didn't hear, KD reiterated the fact that he still wants to be traded from Brooklyn. And he basically said, either y'all ship me out or y'all get rid of Sean Marks and Steve Nash. And I don't know, like it is such an interesting situation. The only thing that matters to me though is the fact that the Heat are still a significant name in all of this. It's us, Boston, and Toronto. So the way how I look at it, as long as we're still in here, as long as Pat is confident that he still has a chance that we can get him, I'm with it. And, you know, a lot of people I know are a bit skeptical about it because there's the whole thing about, oh, you know, you got the Celtics offering Jaylen Brown and stuff. And I don't know, this is where I come from it. Here's the thing. If listen, we know that Tyler Hero is not better than Jaylen Brown. That's not a secret to anyone. So with this all being said, and I know Pat knows this too, the fact that he still believes that there is a chance we can get a trade out there, I think that's a huge deal. I'm talking about I beat the Caucasian allegations. I'm sorry. Anyway, so the fact that he still thinks that they have a good chance, that makes me feel confident, you know? So it is going to be interesting to see what happens. But, you know, what do you guys make of this news? We'll start off with you, Anthony.
Oh, you forgot to read the sponsor.
Man, we don't got no sponsors tonight. Stop making me nervous.
You telling me I'm doing this for free, bro? This whole time?
Y'all, we are just starting up, all right? Just take it away, Anthony. And just
Hey, it's okay. Royal don't pay me either if you watching this. Anyways, man, I know you talking about Pat Riley, and it's been a big topic of conversation this whole offseason, whether Pat Riley's asleep, whether he's driving behind the wheel or doing something, man. I'm just here to be the voice of reason and to tell y'all to relax, because getting a superstar, getting a whale is not easy. It's not like you just go out there in the ocean and come back 5 minutes later with KD while giving up KZ Okpala in a second round pick. That's not how it works. All right. So I don't know whether we're going to get into the whole running back thing or not. I'm just going to throw it out there that if they do run it back, I ain't going to be mad, because when you got Jimmy Butler, you got a chance. And that's where I'm at right now.
All right. And how about you, Will?
I'm with Ed. Obviously, it would be nice to land KD. He's one of the top 5 players in the world, but it's not going to happen overnight. You know, you're not going to get it giving up a bag of chips and some garbage. But I feel like same with Ant. If we have Jimmy, we have a chance. He's probably going to start power forward. You know, he's been in the gym. He added some extensions. Got his weight up. You know, so I feel like with him and Bam, Victor's going to take a leap. Tyler's going to take a leap. We'll be fine. So I'm team running back.
All right, that interesting way to end it. Leah, what's on your mind?
I mean, I'm so not with you guys. I think that it obviously would be nice to get KD, but like y'all were saying, like it's not going to happen overnight, which is true. And you said you can't get a star overnight, which is also true. And saying like it's not easy, but what about like Kyrie, how he's literally available for like peanuts, and we've done nothing to like make a move to get him, and you're shaking your head like, no, I don't want that, but that's better than nothing. That's better than running it back. We need something.
I just want to quickly hop in and say you were spitting, because listen, first of all, it's freaking Kyrie Irving. I want to make this clear right now. I don't care if that man misses all 82 games of the regular season.
What?
As soon as he comes in playoff time and he drops to 27 points per game that I need from him, he could take all the time he needs away from basketball. I do not care, bro. The dude is a pure hooper, and that's all that matters to me. Y'all saw what he did against Miami, even against some of our best defenders. The dude was still able to cook us. So yeah, I'll take the anti-vaxxer on our team. I'll take the guy who's apparently person over culture, whatever they say, on my team, because I'm trying to see us win a championship. So listen, I don't care about all that other stuff that goes on in his life. Good for him, but shoot, I'm trying to watch this team win a championship. So bring Kyrie to Miami. So I'm glad you brought that up. And Taylor, how about you?
Must have been really funny because Anthony is laughing his head off.
Because I'm not going to interrupt with my Kyrie take. I'll let the others speak first.
I'll just say this: when it comes to Kyrie, I don't want to jump the gun and get Kyrie, knowing that we could have got KD. So I want to, I just want to be patient. You know what I mean? Because if we can get KD, let's get KD. Let's not jump the gun and try and get anything we can see. You know what I mean? Like I would love to have Kyrie, but not my first option.
Right.
And speaking on that, I think Pat knows something that we don't know. Like I think it's still a chance that he believes that we got a chance on getting KD or Donovan Mitchell. Because if not, I believe he would have signed Tyler by now to the rookie extension. Like Tyler would have got his money by now. So I think he truly believes, him and Andy truly believes that they have a chance on landing either KD or Donovan Mitchell this offseason. I mean, we seen him pull off trades before with nothing. We've seen how he pulled off the Jimmy trade, and it was like what a 4-team trade or something like that. And he pulled it off with basically nothing. And who was the center of that trade? Was it Josh Richardson was the center of that trade? And we can all agree that Tyler Hero is better than Josh Richardson. So I mean, I believe he can pull it off. It's going to be hard, but if him and Andy didn't believe they can pull this trade off, then Tyler Hero would have signed that contract by now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think Pat Riley's going to leave us high and dry. So, like I always say, in Pat Riley we trust. I feel like that's just, we just need to be patient and cross our fingers and just hope that the Godfather has our back.
I hope you are right.
I hope I am too.
Listen, the confidence is a lot for me, honestly, because like I said before, the fact that he's still very interested in KD and Donovan Mitchell, he's still going all out to get them, even though you got a team like Boston that's offering such a huge piece in Jaylen Brown. Like, I feel like he knows something that maybe we don't. Maybe it's just me being optimistic. Maybe it's me being scared that we don't make any major upgrades at all. So, but I don't know. I'm gonna take that and run with it. Anyways, Julius, also shout outs to the homie Julius who's just joining us. What's your take about this news regarding KD?
I don't know. I feel like they're pushing KD's kind of pushing his hand, saying he wants the GM and coach fired. Like, I get the coach, but like the GM thing is kind of overdoing it. But at the end of the day, it's KD, but he's also like, what, 35, 36. So he's going to be old. It's just, I don't know how they go about this, because I feel like if they don't trade him, he'll end up sometime in the season just decide to sit out. And so it's a complicated situation for sure.
Yeah, and you don't want to go into, you don't want your superstar going into media day and training camp unhappy, and all the questions that the players and the coaches is getting answered
surrounding about him.
Yeah, where's KD? What happened last season? Why was it? What's going on with KD and Steve Nash? And I think Josiah, I don't think he's gonna, at this point of the season, but at this point in the offseason, he's gonna fire Sean Marks or Steve
I just think
Nash.
it's way too late. Like Steve Nash, I get, because like Mike D'Antoni's still out there, but like Sean Marks, I just don't understand. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he'll fire Steve Nash before he'll fire Sean Marks. Like, I believe this might be Steve Nash last year with Brooklyn, and it's bad, and you don't want him to force, threaten to not play, and then that'll just drop his trade value. You're not for a top 5 or player in the NBA today, you're not going to get back the value he deserves. KD is going to be a top 15 player all time when he retires, top 10 player maybe all time when he retires. You're not going to get that value back for him. So, you got to take the best deal on the table now. And if that's Miami deal or Toronto deal or whatever, you got to take it. You don't want him to go into training camp and on media day unhappy, and that's surrounding your media day and everyday questioning on why isn't KD here and what is going on. You don't want that.
For sure. Do you think do y'all think like a team like the Jazz has hit up the Nets about a trade, like with Donovan Mitchell, because they're trying to rebuild? I don't know if like that would even work, but it might. Like the contracts even, but I don't think it would go through on either. I think the Nets wouldn't go through with it unless Donovan says he wants to stay there long term.
I think every team. I was just gonna say I think every team probably hit up about KD, but I think y'all reading into this too much on the surface. That's not what's going on, man. KD wants power. All right. You think any move they made without running it past KD? That's not what they did. Every single move they asked him, as far as the coach, he wanted Steve Nash. All right. What he wants is power. At the end of the day, he don't care if Joe Tsai, whatever his name is, he don't care if he's there. He don't care if Steve Nash is there. He just wants power. And he can get power with a head coach like Steve Nash with no experience whatsoever. That's the same thing LeBron wants.
Over there in Golden State. The system of KD was over there in Golden State.
Yeah, LeBron wants power too. That's why he left Miami, because Pat Riley said, I don't care who you are. He said, I'm Pat Riley. He said, you don't get no special treatment just because you LeBron. That's why he left. That's why he fired David Blatt after one season, because David Blatt was a well-respected coach in Europe. And that's why he brought in Tyronn Lue, who did nothing in this league except get stepped over by Allen Iverson. That's it. That's why he wanted him. That's the same reason KD wanted Nash. That's the same reason. He don't care about the owner. This is just him making a threat saying, do something, give me more powers, give me whatever I want. And I want all the power. I want to control everything, just like LeBron did. At the end of the day, they probably gonna give him what he wants, and he's probably gonna stay in Brooklyn.
They might as well fire the GM because they got KD anyways. If they fire the GM, KD is just gonna probably take on that role. It doesn't even matter who they have in that position.
It don't matter. That's why it don't matter.
And that's why I feel like a lot of these trade deals have not, the things that Brooklyn has been offered have not been going through, because everybody this whole time we've been thinking that the Nets want so much for KD. I think KD is like, okay, I'm worth this. You know what I mean? I'm worth that. You're not just going to trade me. You know what I mean? I feel like he's trying to control the narrative as well as what the actual, what actual team he's going to. He's trying to control the narrative because everyone knows KD is a very, social media person. So he cares about what's going on behind the scenes and what it just looks like. So I feel like he's trying to control the entire thing, especially with what we heard today.
For sure.
So you want to leave that? He wants out because that team was actually like not good. like he thought it was going to be better than what it was, and it wasn't. You know, he got the James Harden trade that didn't work. The him and Kyrie thing, it didn't work with the Vax thing going on. Like I don't think it's necessarily all about KD want more power within the organization. I think a lot of it got to do with they're not that good. They're not as good as they think they would be.
And they had a lot. They had a lot of bad luck, like with injuries, vaccinations. Like it's just a lot of stuff. Me as a Rockets fan, I don't want them there. I don't want my picks, so I'm okay with this. But yeah, I don't know.
Right, and like this is the way how I look into the whole situation. You know, it was Tuan who hopped in the chat and said that this man Sean Marks caught a stray, and I do agree with that because at the end of the day, he's done whatever he could. You know, he went out and got James Harden like anyone else would, and he got that deal done, and he helped try to build something in Brooklyn. And unfortunately, with this vaccine stuff and everything, it all just sort of fell apart. And I don't know, like for me, you know, regarding KD, I mean, I see where he's coming from and trying to get that power, you know, but for me, I don't see why it's taking as long as it is for him to be getting traded. Because here's the thing for me, right? If you're a guy like KD, like you went and you requested a trade on the last day of June, and I know me and you, Dean, we was talking about this before we hopped on, like, to him to request a trade that early and still not get traded all these months later, it just doesn't sit right with me simply because I feel like you could easily get something done. And I understand that, you know what, there is going to have to be more to it. It can't just be giving up, you know, Tyler Hero and a bag of chips just to get a guy like him. But the idea that you can't get a deal done by then, it's just going to lead to some toxic culture you got going there. And that's important to acknowledge considering the fact that you are looking at a Brooklyn team that has made it so clear that they care so much about the culture that you are trying to build there. If that is the case, then you need to prevent something toxic like this, making that culture basically vanish, you know? So I don't know, like just try to get this trade done, especially before media day training camp starts, because the last thing you need is for the crap to hit the fans. So
what is Brooklyn Nets culture? What is this Brooklyn Nets culture you talking about ruining?
I don't know what the hell it is. The only reason why I will acknowledge it is because it's the only reason why a trade might happen right now. So, yo, Brooklyn Nets, if you're watching this, keep that culture thing going because whatever y'all stupid mofos doing over there is helping KD want to leave. And I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, especially if he comes to Miami. So who else want to speak up?
I'll say I agree when it comes to just making this deal and this trade happen fast. Because things like this and drama within a franchise like this, it's like a lasting stain on that, you know, on that franchise. So I feel like in the future, when people are deciding, you know, okay, where should I sign or, you know, any free agents, things like that, I feel like that, you know, all this drama is going to come back and they're going to think about that. It's going to be in the back of their head. Okay, I don't want to end up in the same situation. So am I going to go to a place that wants my, you know, that has my interest, you know, or am I going to go to a place that's just going to start drama?
Right. It just doesn't make sense for me to just keep delaying this. You know, like Kevin puts you in a good position where you have more than enough time to request a trade. And I get it, you know, all eyes are on you because you're trying to get the best package possible because this is Kevin friggin' Durant we talking about. But at the same time, just know that you're playing with fire the longer you wait to make a deal happen. So
because you're not going to get the package that you want. Like, you just not. Like I said before, he's the top 5 player in the NBA today, and when he retires, a top 15 player all the time. Like you're not going to get an equal value for that. Like it's just not going to happen. So you got to take the teams that's willing to trade from their best offer. So if it's 6 teams in the mix for KD, you got out of them 6 teams, you got to take the best offer. That's the only way that's going to work. Like you're not going to get another great player. It's just not going to happen.
And if your team is as good as they say they are, you'll be able to make it work. You should be able to.
Exactly.
Do you guys feel like if that Gobert trade didn't happen, KD would be traded by now? Because I feel like that trade happened and the market, it kind of effed up the market, to be honest, because they got a haul for Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I think Minnesota. I think Minnesota definitely overpaid for Rudy, and
Yeah.
I do believe it messed up the trade market because, I mean, you just that's too much. Like it was just too much. What was it, like 4 first rounders? Like, come on
Something
now.
crazy like that.
Honestly, anything over a second round pick is overpaying for Gobert. So
To be honest,
Yeah,
that's-
for a
dude
guy
is
who can't
bum.
play in the fourth quarter in the playoffs. So
how
it's
you
like,
win defensive player of the year and you get played off the court when the game matters most?
that's horrible.
and
dude.
you get hunted.
That's horrible.
That part.
Like,
for
you get
real.
hunted.
No,
Hey, y'all
literally.
don't know how much this pisses me off because Minnesota really overpaid that French bum just to come over here and do what? And now because look at Utah, man. We trying to get Donovan Mitchell. How the hell we supposed to make something happen when they went and got 5 first-round picks for that man? Like I can't even think about that no more because God knows unless we make something happen, unless Pat is able to really cook something up, we're not able to top like whatever Minnesota gave. Like I don't freaking get it. I really don't.
Yeah,
I
that
want to
trade
take a
was-
second to say I really like this Joel. Twitch
Okay.
Joel is my new favorite.
Twitch Joel.
Feeling it.
This man was so reserved.
Me too.
And you can only get this kind of content on Heat versus the World, man. So make sure y'all follow, man.
Right.
Out here.
We independent, so the chains are kind of loose, and it's what it is. So anyone else got something else to say, or
I was gonna say, like, so the Rudy trade, like back to that. I don't know. I feel like they did overpay for sure, but I like the duo of him and Cat down low, and Cat more of the 4 because that's how his game is, though. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how they play. And
Yeah,
then
but
I get, yeah, it won't work in the playoffs for sure. I understand what you're saying for sure. I get that. It's gonna be a fun team to
We're
watch.
giving up 5 first-round picks for a guy you can't play in the last.
Yeah,
4
that's
weeks.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
But then I don't
that's
know.
what happens when you're a privately franchise and you finally get your first taste of the playoff, and you go pick up a center who y'all think is, is
Yeah.
the top. Like he's overrated.
So I got
whatever.
you. I understand that for sure. And then like with KD, I don't know who you're gonna get because like even with James Harden, the initial trade of James Harden to the Nets was we got who do we get? Jared Allen, Karis LeVert, Terry Prince, and we got like 4 first-round picks, swaps, and like 3 actual first rounds. So like that alone, that's like a crazy haul in itself. And that happened mid-season. So like I don't know what you can expect to get back in a free agency that's dead right now for KD.
and here's the thing, and before we move on, like I just gotta say it's gonna be interesting because I feel like at the end of the day, the discourse that comes on social media is gonna be the same regardless of what happens. Like, and it's kind of ties into what we're gonna talk about next because I feel like some people are mad because now we are in a situation where we're probably going to be forced to run it back thanks to, waiting on KD and waiting for Donovan Mitchell. And I don't know, I know people feel a certain way about this, but for me, the way how I look at it, I think the critique would go regardless of what happened. Like, let's say we're in a world where we don't go after KD and Donovan Mitchell for some messed up reason. You would have the people saying, oh, Pat is washed. We didn't go for it. How come we didn't? All that other stuff. And then come, what we are now, where we are waiting for KD and Donovan Mitchell. It's now in a situation where we're now, now we haven't really done much because we can't really sign anyone aside from the players that were part of the team last year. We can't, what's it called? We can't trade for a power forward. So guys like John Collins, or Jay Crowder, or what was the other thing? Or give Tyler Hero the max extension. So with all of that being said, like there are things that Miami is missing out on because they're so locked in on getting this dude. So I want getting one of those 2 guys. So with everything being said, I want to know, like, do you guys think the Heat should just pull the plug on all of this and just focus on trying to improve in any other way? Or do you think that we should still just lock in for KD and Donovan Mitchell? Who wants to start us off?
I'm gonna start it off, and I'm gonna say, if Pat Riley and Andy didn't truly believe they got a trade for Donovan Mitchell or Kevin Durant, they would have been went out and made acquisitions to make this team better. There's a reason why they didn't sign Tyler to that contract yet. I truly believe, and they're not going to leak no news, or they're not going to say nothing. I believe they playing this close. I think is a 50-50 chance
Mhm.
they can pull this trade off for even Donovan or KD. And I know people was upset because we feel as though we missed out on a guy. Like we could have got Jeremy Grant for a cheap price, or some people wanted Christian Woods. I didn't, but they could have got. They seen how cheap he went, and then the trade market went up with the Rudy Gobert trade. So I think they playing this close. I wouldn't be surprised if we got either one of them, but I think there's a reason why they haven't really did much in free agent besides re-sign their own guys.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I feel like, like Tyler Hero's contract would have been signed by now if they went on the market kind of easily. So, but y'all definitely like the way your offense is, like your defense is always good enough. So no one's worried about that. It's the offense in the playoffs. It gets stagnant at times. So having a guy like KD or Donovan Mitchell who can take over and create their own shot and help and create plays for other players, y'all need that instead of just running the screen down for Duncan or Tyler Hero. Defenses are going to slow the game down, and make you have to find other ways to score. And that's why Jimmy was having to take a lot of ISO minutes. And like if you can take that pressure away from Jimmy and put it on like Donovan or Kevin Durant, that's gonna open up like a whole new dimension to y'all offense.
Mm-hmm. I was with Deem until he said they have a 50-50 shot. That's such a cop-out answer, bro. That's like saying they have 50-50, they either get them or they don't. Like that, bro. I mean, put some confidence into an answer, man. 50-50, what is that, man?
What's your take?
Well, I don't think they get either one, to be honest with you. But I'm all for trying. Let me tell you why. You don't win a ring with Christian Wood or Jeremy Grant. You're really good with those guys, but you don't win a ring with them. Pat Riley is not here for playoff contention, first round, second round. He's here to win rings. It's boom or bust with him. Like Kyle Lowry said last year when they didn't win the championship, the season was a failure. They failed to achieve the optimal goal, which means the season was a failure. So, and Pat Riley knows that you win rings by getting the best of the best, and that's Kevin Durant or Donovan Mitchell, of course, to a lesser extent. But he knows that's how you get it done. So he's going.
I don't think we're going to get either.
Explore every last opportunity to get one of those guys to win a ring. That's why I love Pat.
It's funny that you said that because you the guy who said we should run it back. So you think we can win a championship with the Tyler Hero as making 188 million, because that's what contract he's going to sign when he signs it.
Destiny, go ahead and clip that for me. Send it over to Jimmy Butler and let him know that Dean thinks that Jimmy's not him. Go ahead.
Jimmy's great, but I'm talking about.
He's backtracking. He's backtracking.
No. Listen, I think we're trying to say Jimmy himself would tell you that they need something else. Like there's a piece.
I mean, we watched 82 games, including the playoffs last year, on how at sometimes this offense was horrible. It was stagnant. It couldn't get nothing going.
That's what I was saying. Stagnant.
So we want to see this all over again with Caleb playing the 4 or Jimmy playing the 4. Like, bro,
you go one shot away from making the finals. Tyler Hero was trash in the herd. I don't expect him to be that completely bad again. Bam Adebayo was 25 years old.
He was worse the year before in the playoffs.
I'm throwing out that whole year. I'm one of the people that throws out that whole year. Shortest off season in NBA history. I'm not counting anything with that year.
Okay.
Man,
what you were saying, Joe?
Finish what you gotta say, DM.
I want to ask Anthony. So is he comfortable giving Tyler Hero 188 million?
You know what? I know Taylor has a lot of fans in this audience as long as myself. So I want to hear what she actually thinks about this.
Okay, so I'm very neutral when it comes to running it back. I feel like we can really do something. If we don't, or if we do run it back, I have confidence that because we were one. Dean, chill out. Hold on. We were one shot away from making the finals. So I feel like we still have it in us. We still have that championship pedigree in us that we can get there. But of course, having the new and having the extra help, of course it will help. But at the end of the day, we still have it in us. We really still have it in us to get there. And I feel like we can make, the little moves when it comes to the bench. We may not get a huge superstar, but we can make small little moves to improve our bench players so we can be pushed over that hump that we were trying to get over last season.
That goes back to that was last season. this is a new Boston team. This Boston team got better. Victor Oladipo, he's going to play better this year than he did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Lowry, if he's healthy, hopefully he played better than he played last year. I mean, we've seen Kyle Lowry throughout his career in Toronto, who he was in the playoffs, and it wasn't pretty until Kawhi went over there and helped them. I mean,
I'm gonna say
we've
something real
seen
quick.
Tyler Hero in the playoffs. He been in the 3 years. 2 years were horrible. He averaged 9 points 1 year. Then this year he averaged what, 13, like 12 points. I mean, bro, I'm not for running it back. Like, teams are getting better.
Yeah,
I know you're not for it, but if we were to, like, we got to work with what we have. So at the end of the day, we got to figure it out. So, and I see in the chat, a lot of people are saying, I'm a Lowry stan. I am a Lowry stan. He's a great player. Yeah, he didn't have the best postseason.
Great.
Okay, hold on. Because
Lowry stan is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, yeah.
Stan.
Okay, hold on before all y'all go crazy.
Bro.
Yeah, it's unorthodox to be a Lowry stan, but I'm gonna be who I am. And I think Lowry's a great player. Stop acting like y'all did not see what he did in Toronto. So I feel like let him get healthy. King Trizzy, whoever you are, chill out. I feel like just let Lowry get healthy and see. Just give him one more chance. He deserves that extra chance. It's not like he's been buns for 2 seasons straight. So let's give him that. Let's give him a chance to get healthy and use this off season. Well, okay, sorry. Somebody said that Lowry did nothing in Toronto. Toronto got a ring. We still don't have a ring since 2013.
My has like this a much amount of time because Jimmy's prime is running out, and I need to see Jimmy get a ring. That's why I'm so anti-running. I know some people are like, why is everyone like worship Jimmy? But like, I love Jimmy, just like how like you're a Lowry stan, like to each their own.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me like with Jimmy. Like I love that guy. I need to see him get his ring, and we only have this much amount of time before everything can't fall into place anymore.
Yeah,
and I want to shout out Lick is chaotic. I think that's how you say it. Lowry was dealing with a lot of personal stuff this season, so we got to give him a little slack. And so y'all over here saying he's buns while he was worried about his mom. So get off Lowry a little bit. Step off Lowry a little bit.
I don't think he's buns, but I would just rather like he's getting up there in age, obviously. And I also think that like with the hamstring injury, I don't know obviously the extent of it, but in the playoffs, I was definitely expecting a quicker recovery, and then to see him go out and on it when he obviously wasn't 100% already, and then like get it again and just be out for that long. Just was obviously it was not ideal, so it makes me think that maybe like there's something else going on. Maybe he's a little bit more injury prone, and maybe that's because he's getting older. But I just would rather see someone else at his position if it's available to us and it will benefit us.
Yeah, hamstrings are tricky though. So,
but let me step in because you did say someone else could step in his position. I brought him up earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. I know our friend Lola is up in the Twitch chat, so I'm gonna bring it up, especially with her there. Bring in Kyrie Irving. Listen, I don't know what the hell going on. Listen, let me tell you something. If you feel like you don't have a chance at KD anymore, you don't got a chance with friggin' Donovan Mitchell, then go give me Kyrie. It's not that hard. Okay, screw all this other stuff about, he don't want to get the vaccine. He don't want to do this. He don't want to do that. I don't care about none of that stuff. That man knows how to cook, and that's all that's important. All right, as long as he is giving me 27 points per game come playoff time, I'm fine with that. By all means, I do not care about. He can sit out all 82 games. I do not care. He can do whatever he wants during his time off, as long as he comes in playoff time and he is giving me the production that we need to win a championship. That's all that matters. So you know what? If that type of scenario, you could send Kyle there. It wouldn't even cost much. We're talking about barely any assets compared to what you'd have to give up for KD or a guy like Donovan Mitchell. So by all means, if you know that you do not have a good chance at getting one of those two guys, Kyrie is the answer. And whoever got a problem with that, I'm here to debate this. Like, let's go. Anthony, you said that you want to disagree more. Like, come on.
Now I know why you don't give your opinion on this podcast because it's trash, man. Listen, I know a lot of these comments. These comments are loving right now. So we got to address these comments.
Let's go right now.
I think we need to read some of these comments because they kind of going crazy in this chat.
Half of them, like Joel, I got Twan telling me I want to run it back. Ariel is saying I want to start dunking at the 4. Everybody, Jules thinks I'm a woman hater. I don't know where that started. What is Kyrie cooking? All he knows how to cook is Jello because that's what they serve at the hospital.
Not BBL Kyle.
No, we had some of the best defense last season, and even then, this man was still out here cooking us. I know y'all saw that. That man is a hooper. Stop playing with him. He is a top 5 point guard in the league, bro.
Brooklyn did have a really good playoffs. You're right, Joel. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but their defense was not like us, though. Boston was able to cook them because they did not have the squad similar to a squad like we had, where we actually had elite defenders. Put friggin' Kyrie Irving on a team where he's got a bunch of goons by his side, people that actually does know how to play defense, and he's good. I don't know. Do not let the recency bias fool you. Kyrie Irving is a hooper, and I definitely love the Heat's chances of getting the job done if they got a big 3 of Kyrie, Bam, and Jimmy, because God knows we're not giving much to get that too. So
This man watches a hoop mixtape of Kyrie going like this and says he is good. He's a hooper. Bro, I wouldn't trade the expired Pringles in my closet for Kyrie Irving right now, bro. Who cares if he can dribble? The man is hurt all the time. Who cares? He's a drama queen. Everything always has to be about him. I don't want that on my team.
Like a drama queen.
The dude is a bum. Destiny, clip that tune and send it to him.
No, I got already.
Y'all saying, oh, they had bad luck with the vaccine. No, it's something every year with Kyrie Irving.
Oh, I said they had injury. I said bad luck with injury.
Something. They went to the second round of the game the year before without Kyrie Irving. They were 1 KD inch on his foot away from going all the way to the conference finals. That was without Kyrie. What happens? They get Kyrie back. They get swept. What happened in Boston when he got hurt? They went all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie Irving. He comes back, they don't do anything. The man was alone in Cleveland. They had 3 first picks in the draft because that team sucked so much when he had his own team. He ain't win nothing unless he had the best player in the world on his team. That dude is a bum. I don't care if he can dribble. I can dribble. Will can dribble. He still sucks.
Okay. Kyrie, I get what you're saying, but the 2, like the Cleveland, yeah, without LeBron, I get it. But in Miami, in Brooklyn, the year they lost to the Bucks, Kyrie, like that was just bad all around. Harden got rushed back. Like I don't even know how they went to 7 games to begin with. And then this year, Harden wasn't there, so like the team's not even the same. But I get what you're saying. Kyrie is a problem. He's a drama queen for sure, but he's still great. Like on the court, he's great, and he would help on the Heat.
It helped a ton. That's what Miami's missing. A consistent go-to basket.
A shot creator. Someone that can make shots and create.
When you play 10 games a year. That makes no sense.
10 games he did this one, like he plays, but like when he plays, he's really good. Like I get like he has like issues on the court, but like he's good on when he plays.
I just feel like when it comes to Kyrie, he disrupts team culture. Or not culture, what's the word? Chemistry. Because if you're not playing constantly and then out of nowhere, okay, you get put into the lineup, then it's like, okay, you kind of got to figure it out. So it's like not having that consistent lineup with him in it definitely affects whatever team he's on, affects him in the postseason.
Similar to how Kyle Lowry was this season.
Okay, chill. Chill. We're talking about Kyrie.
Double standard.
I really just feel like the Heat just need a shot creator. And like,
we do.
Even if it's not Kyrie, just someone that can create a shot on their own. Because like I said earlier, like those pin down screens with Hero and Duncan can only go so much. Like, and then you have Jimmy being the best defender and then having to shoot 30 shots, 20 shots a game to give you 50. It's just that's not going to work in the playoffs. Y'all need like a shot creator, someone that can create shots, be a go-to, and take the pressure off Jimmy.
Mm-hmm. I think I like Whiteside one time, and now all of a sudden all my other takes are invalid, bro.
I told you after that Whiteside.
You did.
I mean, no offense, Ant, but you was also a Duncan stan at one point too. So
Lola says sources say Anthony got crossed by Kyrie at Little League.
I can confirm that I am the source. It is true. So, anyways, I don't want to debate this with you, Anthony, because you're making my head hurt. Like, it's not that hard, bro. Like, Kyrie is still a hooper, but I'm gonna push that to the side real quick. Anyways, let me say one thing though. I just want to see Jimmy Butler get help because whether we run it back, what the hell we do, and we will debate the whole running back concept. Right after I say this, I just want to see that man win the championship. All right, because the fact that we are living in a world right now, all of us are sitting here and we living in a world where Jimmy Butler does not have a championship. That doesn't sit well with me. The fact that Nemanja Bjelica got a ring before Jimmy Butler, that don't feel right for me. The fact that he had 47 points in game 6, 35 points in game 7, and we still got eliminated, that don't fit with me. It doesn't. Let me tell you that. And what everyone was upset watching the Celtics celebrate on our home floor, and yeah, that stung. But you know what hurt more was watching this man, Jimmy Butler, go back to the locker room with his head down and everything, because he put his heart out on that floor. So listen, screw the culture, screw all of that stuff. I'm trying to see Jimmy Butler win a ring, and I don't care. That's why I'm all for Kyrie. I'm all for all these other guys. I just want to see that man win a championship real soon. And we know how Jimmy feel about Kyrie. Okay, y'all know that man over there be singing songs with him. I know y'all saw that video where they be doing that one song. I forgot what it's called, but they on the plane. Yeah, Anthony, what I'm talking about. They do the whole. Yeah, y'all know. I ain't gonna sing it though. But yeah, they homies too. And shoot, y'all talking about, him and Kyle are best friends and stuff. And listen, I'm not saying I would trade Kyle for like a bag of chips, but shoot, if the perfect offer comes, which in my opinion would be a guy like Kyrie, I would take it. Because you know what? Screw who his friends are. If that's the case, Goran would still be a member of the Heat for those who throws up the bestie comparison and stuff. So I don't even want to hear that as well. Kyrie can hoop. He can do all types of things. And he is one of the toughest players to guard. So with that all being said, that's just me. And, now it's time to close it out because we already like 45 minutes in this. Damn, I did not expect that. Now it's time for this whole run it back. Would you rather not? And then we'll close it out by y'all maybe giving some predictions you got in mind or whatever. But until then, Anthony, I'm going to throw the floor back to you because I know you're one of the main pro run it backers. So the floor is yours.
So these people hate me enough. You got to stop saying I'm pro run it back. I'm not.
You will say yourself.
I'm just being realistic. All right, listen. Couple things. For example, we got my girl Tiffany Meeks in the chat. Shout out Tiffany. How you doing? Big fan. She basically says something like, Jimmy's out here dying of thirst in the desert and y'all don't want to give him a win. I certainly do. I just don't think a guy like Christian Wood or Jeremy Grant or Kyle Anderson is enough. I don't think you waste assets to get better to be a relatively decent team and be better. I think you wait and you go for the whales and you go all in for the guys that get you a ring. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if you get Joe Ingles. People are mad that the Bucks got Joe Ingles. We talking about a 40-year-old man who's balding and just coming off a torn ACL. Is that how desperate y'all Heat fans are? Because Joe Ingles is not doing nothing for this team. So I like just keeping your assets, be patient, wait for a whale. You still got the trade deadline. Just because you go into the season with Caleb as the 4, which would suck, doesn't mean you're going to end the season like that. So I'm just saying be patient. And if you run it back to start the season, we'll see what happens. That's all where I'm at.
All right, but here's the thing, though, because I don't really like the Bucks comparison because for me, here's the thing. The Bucks are not in a situation with Miami where the Heat would have to run it back worse because we did lose a key player in PJ, which is okay, I guess, if we had a perfect replacement for him, which we currently do not. It should also be acknowledged that the Bucks did not lose any key pieces. If anything, they're running it back with the same squad completely and just instead drafted Marjon Beauchamp and then brought in Joe Ingles. So with all of this being said, like, I don't really want to use them as a specific example. And you also got to keep in mind that the Bucks' big three, they have not actually lost a playoff series when all three of those guys are healthy. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and, say that, the Bucks are this almighty team, but you got to acknowledge, like, them running it back is somewhat different compared to the Heat. Like, they're still in a much better state than I would say the Heat is in. So that's what I got to say specifically regarding that. Anyways, let's see. I don't know why that small moment of silence took place, but let me see. Okay, you telling me, am I supposed to look in the chat? Hold
I
on.
get how Jimmy Butler feels. I've been playing ball with this man, Will, who's been quiet for some reason. Maybe that's why he was going to bring it up. Every time I play with this man, I'm dropping 20, 30 points a game, and we still losing because this
Stop it. Stop
Crazy.
it. You dropped those points because of my assist, so let's not do that. Relax on it.
What you think? You got the mic up. Finally say something. What you feel about running it back?
I feel like if you go on Twitter and you didn't watch that playoff series, you would think that the Heat were the Sacramento Kings, the way people are crying for help. Obviously, KD or Donovan Mitchell would be nice. Like, they put you at the top of the power rankings for sure. But we were 1 3-pointer away from the finals. I feel like you regroup, everybody gets healthy. Hopefully, it's a big if, but hopefully everybody stays healthy throughout the playoffs, and then we see what happens from there. But don't act like we're desperate for help. We're not going to be a good team come next season with this roster we have right now, because that's not the case.
I think we'll be good, but I don't think we'll be great. And for us to get a ring, we need to be great. And I think that the thing you said about how people are acting like we're the Kings, I think it's just because there's so much frustration around expecting the Heat to get better, expecting Pat Riley to make a move, which obviously hasn't happened yet. And we just get our hopes up as fans and get let down because nothing has happened yet. All that we've seen happen is Caleb Martin got re-signed and we lost PJ Tucker, which is a huge hole defensively for a team that does rely heavily on defense. So it's like, I think a move needs to be made. And if your end goal is to get Jimmy and Bam a ring, I don't see how you can really be okay with running it back.
And like, here's the thing, right? It's tough because Miami is just so locked in on getting KD and Donovan Mitchell, and we understand that. So it's like we are being forced to run it back for a very good reason, trying to get one of those two guys. However, like I said, this just goes back to hoping that Pat is confident for a reason. Maybe he knows something that we do not. That's what I'm going with, because I'm very scared if we end up not getting KD and Donovan and, nothing happens, because Lord knows I'm not about to be on these streams so much longer. Like, because trust me, my mental health, it's going to be a whole mess if that ends up being the scenario. So I'm just saying, like, maybe Pat knows something if he's willing to maybe run it back and have, like, wait for one of these two guys, one of them to get traded. So I don't know, man. I
better not leave these streams, Joel, because as my boy Royal is saying, Twitch Joel got that dog in him. I like that.
Listen, thank y'all. Thank you, Royal. Man, I'm just saying, because I just want to see this team win. Like I said, I'm trying to see Jimmy win a ring, and we know it's important for Pat too. He's made it very clear that he wants to get a ring with this Jimmy window right now, and by all means, if he is willing to being forced into this position where he has to run it back, I'm just gonna ride with him and see what happens, and hopefully we'll eventually get one of those two guys. If not, give me Kyrie Irving. I don't care about the culture. I don't care about none of that. Give me my pure hooper, and that's basically all I gotta say. Who else want to take the mic?
I'll say something. Like I said, I'm neutral when it comes to running it back. I love Kyle Lowry, but if we have to give him up to get what we need, I'm down with that. I just feel like if we are to run it back, I wouldn't count us out. Of course, we're not going to come back as good as we were last season, but at the same time, we're not going to be the Sacramento Kings. You know what I mean? We're not going to be the worst team in the league. And in the game of basketball, anything can happen. You know what I mean? Just like our season was unfortunately defined by one 3-pointer. It could be that for some, you know what I mean, for another team or for us. So like, I feel like we still have a chance. There may not as big of a chance as last season, but we still got to keep some kind of faith,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone keeps saying that we was 1 3-pointer away from going back to the finals. Like, did we forget the other 40 minutes of the game where it was hard to get a bucket? Or did we forget game 2 where how many points we scored in the first quarter? It's
Don't remind me.
Like we seen 82 games of this and the playoffs where it was hard to find a bucket. It was hard for us to score at some times.
Mm-hmm.
And if people believe that, no, and obviously players going to be better. Hopefully Duncan will find his shot, and I know Vic's going to be better. Vic averaged like 10 points last year in the playoffs. He's going through a full off season. He don't got to worry about rehab, and he can just focus on his game, his craft. If he can develop a better catch and shoot game, then it'll be perfect. It'll be perfect. Like last year from 3, he shot like 27% or somewhere around there from the 3-pointer in the playoffs last year. If he can just bump that up a little bit and help space the floor, we'll be better. But if people really believe this team is going to get back to that, I don't think so. I mean, like it was so many holes last year on offense, and I think it's going to be the same thing. Hopefully, Vic does help elevate the offense, and Tyler can take another big leap, and Duncan can find his shot. But that whole thing where is we was 1 3-pointer away from the finals. I mean, come on, that's like we seen the 40 minutes before that, and we wasn't the best offensive team. Like we missed a lot.
It's just the fact that we got that close. We can get close. I think we can possibly get close again. You know what I mean? I understand. Yeah, we had our ups and downs throughout that game, but being that it was that close, we didn't get blown out. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta take that. We didn't get blown out. So
but all right. So you don't think with Boston current team, Miami can beat them? Miami can take them back to a game 7 with both rosters currently, and Milwaukee getting Middleton back healthy. You think we can beat?
I've never seen Malcolm Brogdon scare someone so much.
No, that's facts.
My point, right? I feel like okay,
20 points.
We're all a part of this because we are Heat fans, and I'm very biased. I don't care who they have. I think we have a chance, and I think we're going to come through and pull out something special. So at the end of the day, I feel like we have a chance. At the no matter what.
Long as Spo is on the sideline, I believe so too. Like we see Spo do wonderful things with horrible players.
Yeah.
So, but just imagine if we can get a player like Kevin Durant or Donovan Mitchell, or even if we would have put a trade off for let's say Jeremy Grant or something like that. I mean, Jeremy Grant would have been more impactful in the playoffs than Duncan Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, like we talking about giving Tyler Hero $188 million. Mm-hmm. If we do sign that if we do get the extension, I mean, out of 3 playoffs, he's been in the playoffs 3 times. He was horrible in 2 of them. So I mean, like this, he's showing us this may be who he is in the playoffs, and we just gotta accept that. So it's like I just want to know, is everybody comfortable with that? Like, is everybody comfortable with this? If Duncan can't be playable in the playoffs and Tyler Hero is averaging 9 or 12 points, shooting 23% from the 3-point line, is we really going to get to the finals? Is we got to do
I agree with
you. DHOs to get a bucket? Like, is everyone okay with that?
I agree with you.
Want to get to that?
That's literally what I've been saying this whole time. I've been saying that the whole time.
With a 37-year-old point guard who's always nicked up. Like, let's just be realistic here. I mean, I'm just saying, I love Miami too, but
y'all are a good as a team. I get it, like defensively for sure, but like when the game slows down and y'all are like in the playoffs and y'all are forced to have to find people that create buckets, y'all just the pick and roll, the pin down pick and rolls and like coming off hot screens aren't going to work the whole time. So like I get what he's saying. Y'all do need a shot creator for sure.
You saying y'all? Who's your team, Jew?
Right.
I am a Rockets fan. I've said this like 3 times.
Yeah, you said about.
I just didn't believe you at first. I ain't never been on.
I heard you wrong.
I'm a Rockets fan. I'm glad Christian Wood is off my team.
I've heard that from Rockets fans.
Actually, Lola was here right now. I know Lola was a huge Christian Wood stan. And
I want to address Lola real quick. First of all, shout out Lola, great panelist on Culture Shock. Make sure y'all go follow them on Twitter. She's over there saying that I want Tyler Hero to succeed for we all know why. First of all, I've had this sitting on my dresser for weeks now. I couldn't care less about Tyler Hero anymore. This is the agenda that I'm pushing. That also leads into a question I want to ask Leah, because she brought up a good point. she was missed. Please don't run it back on Twitter for the longest time. But even she admitted, as constructed, they're good, not great. So I was just curious if you see any moves out there presently that could make us great outside of a whale.
I think a stretch four is needed. And I don't think we could get him by the time the season starts. But if you listen to Culture Shock Spaces at all, you know I've said I'm very high on John Collins. And I think that might be doable at the trade deadline. I think he would be a great fit next to Bam. I think he would push us. Okay, if we keep the exact same roster, just make a move for John Collins, assuming we're not losing like Kyle or anything, you know, or like a crazy trade like that. But assuming we still have Kyle, we get Collins. I think we are not great yet. I think we need a whale to become great.
But
we're definitely in a way better position than right now.
Do you think Atlanta would trade Collins with them just getting DeJounte Murray? I don't think it's good.
I don't think they're looking to do that, but I think if we get other teams involved, like maybe like a 3-team trade or something, and people just, I know anything can be worked out, I think.
So I want to ask everybody this question. Would y'all rather?
Wait, hold up. So I don't know if this is true or not. I did hear someone in the chat say that apparently Joe Tsai just announced that he is keeping Sean Marks and what's the other dude named Steve Nash. He just tweeted out, our front office and coaching staff have my support. We will make decisions in the best interest of the Brooklyn Nets. Let's go. Shout out to the Brooklyn Nets culture. Y'all got something great going. Keep up the good work, man.
Where do you see that, Joe?
Yeah, where do you see that?
Oh, yeah, he tweeted that on his personal. Type in Joe Tsai 1999. That's his account.
Yo, that says Joe Tsai with 2 eyes in it.
Joel, you're getting trolled, bro.
This man's sacked.
Joel got sacked. That's crazy.
Excited for that culture for no reason.
It's literally him, bro.
I accidentally looked up Joel Tsai.
It's Joe Tsai, though. It is really him.
So you didn't even know who Joe Tsai was a week ago. Why are you getting hype over something he tweets out?
Wait. No, he's verified.
No, I was kidding. He did tweet it out, but he could say that and then fire them the next day.
That's the person who KD met with.
That's the owner of the Nets.
Yeah, you had no idea who he was a week ago, though. So.
Yes, I did. I've been keeping up with this news for a long time, Anthony. Don't be upset that I've been owning you regarding this Kyrie.
Okay. And your boy Kyrie Irving, Kyrie Irving told 3 teams he wasn't gonna leave, and he left every single time.
All right, Anthony, I'm sending this Shadow Realm. Hold up. All right. Anyways, Anthony will be added back soon. He is in timeout. Anyways, with that being said, I told you I was sending that man to the Shadow Realm. All right.
So read tonight.
At 8.
This is low.
Anyways, but real quick though, shout out to Jules though, because those who don't know, Jules has helped with so much for Heat versus the World. God bless her, especially with planning for this stream. So major shout outs to her. And yeah, so Jules, I know you watching this, you to go. God bless you abundantly. Anyways, let's see. But this is interesting news, and it's nice to see that they're caring about their culture, even though y'all know I'm not really a big fan of it. But if it benefits us, do what you may. So let's go get KD, and let's see what happens there. And I don't know what this man about to say. I'm going to bring him back just to be nice. He turning his thing on, so... All right. Anyways, so what was we talking about? Who wants to take the floor now? We probably might close in a few minutes, though.
Like I was saying to you, Joe, like I told you, I believe that Pat and Andy knew something that everybody, like they really had a real chance on getting either KD or Donovan Mitchell. If not, then they would have made some other moves. I don't think Pat knows, like, this is a good team, but this is not a team that can win a championship. Like I said off stream, me and you talked, I think he likes Tyler, but he don't love Tyler.
Man, I'm really gonna ride with Pat on this one. Like, I don't know, because I know Pat knows how this all works. We know that he knows Jaylen Brown is much better than Tyler Hero. So the fact that he still has so much faith he can get either KD or Donovan Mitchell, I mean, I'm not gonna deny him and say that he's not onto something. Maybe he knows what he's doing. So
You probably got the
that's
I believe KD would be traded this week.
We'll see. I mean, shoot, I think just trade that man. Like I said, I just can't imagine a world where they don't trade him before the season starts. You had all of July, all of August, all of September, even though you got training camp and media day that same time. And then you got half of October before the season starts. If you're not trading him within that time, and you said this perfectly, Taylor, imagine what the other what the other players are gonna think. You know, what are they gonna say when they're seeing that this player is being held captive like this? And I get it, he got 4 years left on his contract, but come on, you putting yourself in a toxic situation, and this culture that you are trying so hard to build up, it's just going to be pointless when all of this toxic stuff takes place. So just do yourself a favor and just take care of this situation while you still can before it gets worse. It's like a cavity. Go to the dentist right once you see it. Otherwise, it's going to get worse, and I think you'd end up getting what's it called? The root canal or whatever. I don't know. That's what I learned when I visited a dentist one time. So there's my dentist logic, my perfect analogy for that. But it's true though, so don't be dissing me for that. Anyways, who wants to take over?
I think Will forgot to pay his electricity or something. I could have swear.
I didn't want to get up. I look like an unlocked character right now. But yeah, man. I feel like we're not. I feel like a big signing this offseason we had was re-signing Dwayne Dedman. I feel like he's going to be a centerpiece for this championship we're going to win this year.
Wow, bro.
Bro, do you know what they did to me in the basement for that same thing?
Bro, he ain't got
same thing. You don't learn.
He ain't got.
Not everybody leaving. Oh my god.
Oh, come on. I had to make a jokey joke. Don't do that.
You playing in our face. That ain't no joke.
That was not funny.
I'm not gonna leave because of the joke. I'm gonna leave because you said jokey joke. The hell is that?
Don't do that. Come on, man.
Step out.
There's a couple comments I want to address. First, Lola said Anthony is way behind on chats. That's not true, Lola. I just prioritize who I want to respond to. I took my time getting back to you. Also, Tiffany brought up another great point. I love the John Collins one. I also love who she said, which is Miles Turner. So how y'all feel about him?
That's the question I wanted to ask before Joe cut me off. I said, what I was going to ask.
And she cuts you off again? Are you kidding me, Joe?
Which Joel is spicy.
But no, seriously though, like I want to ask the questions to everybody, even people in the chat. Would y'all rather have Miles Turner or John Collins? Me personally, I would rather have Miles Turner because he is the better rim protector. He's a better defender. He still can stretch the floor out, not as good as John Collins. But I believe since everybody wanted to slide Bam to the 4, that'd be the best option is Miles playing the 5, and he's taller. Miles playing the 5, and Bam playing the 4. And like I said, he's a better defender. He's a rim protector. I think the team would be better, and it'd be a cheaper get than to get John Collins. Because I don't really think Atlanta is going to trade Collins now.
I'm willing to.
So you say you willing to get?
Yeah, I like that.
So you'll take Turner.
I like both. I actually didn't even think of that, but I think that's way more doable than getting Collins too.
Yeah.
I'm actually for Miles Turner too. I mean, I've been like someone that's been wanting him for some time now. Regarding him or John Collins, I'm not exactly sure. Because John Collins is very young, so you know that's someone you could look forward to in the future and stuff. But I don't know. That is a really tough question though. But I would take either or is welcome to this team.
Just as long as we're not running it back, right?
I still, even if we do, like, if we don't get one of them guys, I still think they go make out a trade to try to get somebody. And I think we have there to get.
So we it looks like we about that time to close it out though. Before we do this, anyone does have anything else they want to throw out or?
Yes, follow at HVTW Podcast on all platforms. That is TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Am I missing anything, guys? Just follow it. Tell your friends to follow it. Interact with the posts. It's actually really fun. We are a fun group of people, so shameless plug.
Yup, and then also we are starting a YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to us at Heat versus the World. We are on YouTube. We did drop a video starring Miss Leah as well. So make sure to give that a thumbs up too. We do have good content coming on there. Especially, we will get this Twitch stream. Once we figure out how to do it, we'll get this Twitch stream up on the YouTube channel in case you missed it. It'll still be on here as well, but still, and let me see. Since we are wrapping it up.
I was not posting this
Thank
after I cooked his ass.
Huh?
Nothing.
Nah, say it again, Anthony. Say it for the one time.
Yo,
say it.
I'm kind of scared to mess with Twitch Joel. He got that dog.
Say it one more time. Say it with your chest, Anthony. Tell me.
Joel, I said you not posting this stream after I cooked your ass. That's what I said.
Man, you ain't cooked nothing, bro. You ain't cooked nothing. Your power was out, and I was the one cooking. All right. Don't even say nothing right now. Okay, talking about you don't want Kyrie, Asante. We not doing.
Hey, I'll leave it at this. I'll take Kyrie Irving 100 times before I take Rudy Gobert's bum ass. That's all I gotta say.
All right. As long as you're taking Kyrie over someone, I'll work with that. But anyways, that's basically it. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is in our Twitch page, so there's that. And make sure to follow us on all platforms. Thank you guys so much for hopping in. Obviously, this stream was a big deal, being an independent brand. Shout outs to everyone who supported us, especially from the basement. Make sure to show some love to them as well, especially as you guys know, a couple of our members here, like Anthony and Leah, are part of their group. They are amazing people, and much love to them for supporting us. And then also shout outs to Tiffany Meeks herself for pulling up to this as well. Shout outs to her and the work she does too. And, you know, to everyone that tuned in, like, shoot, you know, this was a really great start. You know, I did not think this was going to go the way as it did. I was really nervous, not going to lie, but we made it work. So I'm with it. Anyways, thank y'all so much for tuning in. And until next time, we're going to be having more streams, more projects. Everything's coming out. We independent, and we about to take Heat versus the World to the next level. Y'all don't know what we got planned behind the scenes. So until then, I just got to keep it quiet. So until then, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for checking out Heat versus the World.